Hello guys, Chinson here. I found this subreddit recently called NuclearRevenge. I want to make a video about it because I love seeing how these OPs get their vengeance. Enjoy! Financially, emotionally, and physically destroyed my abuser. Edit, thank you so much for everyone for the kind words and wishes. I really appreciate it. TLDR, abuser takes childhood. Children take the rest of his natural life, and 1,375,000 to boot. Edit, these values are in Australian dollars. Prologue. A bit of backstory, my mother's parents split fairly early in her life, and my grandmother remarried to a toxic pedophile. They will be referred to as A, abuser, and G, grandmother. Due to grandmother's extreme bipolar and abuser replacing her medication with prescription painkillers, she was not very stable or conscious for that matter, so he was the head of the house. So from a young age, about 4 or 5, victim 1, V1, and I would visit abuser regularly once a week for a couple days. It wasn't long before abuser had manipulated us, two very young people, into taking part in his sick fantasies. Abuser had taken the time to construct a film studio set up in the roof of his house, where he would regularly abuse victim 1 and I. Once we had realized how wrong and horrible what was happening, we were too scared to act. Year 3 to 10. Revenge. After 3.5 years of abuse, I felt like I couldn't speak out. And being a very curious kid, I looked into ways I could hurt abuser, since abuser was much larger than me. I knew it couldn't be physical, so I targeted his assets, his cars. Over the next 6 to 7 years, I destroyed 8 cars, metal shaving in the oil, sugar in the gas tank. I even sanded down the clear coat on the doors and hood. This in total cost abuser $520,000. Year 11. Revenge. At this point, victim 1 and I had come out to our parents about the abuse, outlined everything from sexual assault to rape to production of child abuse material and drug provision, you name it. It had happened. We soon were followed by 6 other victims who were members of family or close family friends. We took this matter to the police, who swiftly raided abuser's home, finding hard evidence to back all 77 charges, including hard drives, USBs, etc. This would kickstart our 4-year court case. Now, let me tell you, watching abuser wither down into a shell of what he used to be, as barristers and the judge referred to him as horrifically grotesque and moronic in his actions. He had manufactured stories entailing false people who made him blah blah blah. Man, that is a sweet feeling. Come to the end of the court case and the verdict is reached. The rest of his life is a supermax prison, as well as $15,000 each in recognition payments, and all legal expenses paid. Due to his not guilty plea, these expenses racked up $855,000. Aftermath. All victims, including myself, have come out the other end feeling much safer and are very happy with the verdict. It was a very long journey, but we've all luckily made the most of the support given to us throughout the proceedings. He, however, not so much. Oh, believe me, once he gets into prison, the inmates are not gonna be quite happy with him. And what I mean by that, inmates, they usually hate pedophiles a lot. Never mess with someone with a passion. Okay, this post might not be quite as crazy as the rest, but I was hoping someone would find it interesting. So, about a year ago, I had a boyfriend that mentally, physically, and sexually abused me. It was an awful time, and I could not figure a way out of the relationship because of the constant threats to ruin my life. I had hella anger issues, so when I found out he was cheating, my first thought was to punch the girl. Don't know why. But when I did that, I thought him and I would be over, but nope. So I continued to be miserable for about a few months, and he finally broke up with me. I was happy and was going to let this go and not tell anyone. But that's when he started to ruin my life, just as he promised. He told everyone I mentally abused him and hit him. This is not true because he is about 220 pounds compared to me being 125. And yeah, just no. He told people that I sleep with him, this getting me in trouble with multiple people. I'm religiously oriented, so I don't believe in sex till marriage, so this was also not true. Well, I'm not a little dog, so I wasn't going to take this. This man was stupid as hell, so my first step was to reach out to his employer and send him the screenshots of him talking so much about hating his job and reporting the abuse. He got fired. Next, because one of my good friend's husband is heavy connected to the Air Force, which he wants to join ever so badly. I contacted her, and let's just say homeboy ain't getting in anytime soon. Lastly, I contacted his college and got his scholarship revoked. I got my final laugh, and I'm happy to say I couldn't care about him now, and I'm happy. She charged me with rape. I ruined her life. So this happened almost 10 years ago, and I remember most events like it was yesterday. I went to a small rural school in Canada, if you think something is off about the story. I was your average guy. I played a few sports, but wasn't the best. I was 5'10 to 5'11", 16-year-old guy with my two buddies who were both a year younger than me. Now, we were partiers. We loved partied, smoking weed, drinking, passing out, and waking up in God knows where. You know how it goes. But as a bit of relief, we always had a legal DD, and we were as safe as possible. I live on a farm 20-minute drive from the nearest town, and my parents were gone for the week. And my mom said I could throw a party as long as it was outside, and all cleaned up when she got back. Easy enough rager time. Now, as some background, we had a tradition that you would write your name on something when you came to the party, just for a fun time. What you would sign could be anything. One girl used an extra door her family had. I knew a guy who had a book, or even the craziest guy that got it painted on the side of his house. Anyways, it was my party, and for it, I had a Saturdays All for the Boys flag that everyone would sign. So, before the events that unfold, there was this girl, 17 years old, and a staggering 4'6" in height. Now, this girl was a dog. In fact, she will be known as B. She thought she was better than everyone, and could get away with anything, including copy and pasting an assignment to hand in while we were all watching with the teacher on his screen casting app on his comp. Anyways, when the girl met me, she liked me and wanted to date me. But I politely declined cause I knew people from her old school and they said she was crazy. Anyways, the party comes and it's a classic. Loud music from the DJ, my buddy George, who was getting into DJing, and tones of drunk teen pass out on my lawn. Around a month later, the police show up and I'm getting charged for sexual assault on B. Me and my two buddies were all charged with it. Our bails were posted though, and we were livid. B was going around telling everyone her sob story of how we held her down and brutally raped her at my party, which was how we made our case. So we get to work. Every picture, video, or anything from the party we had gotten, including the times they were taken proving we were on the couch smoking weed and drinking on my lawn the entire party, with at least an update every 30 minutes saying we were there. Wasn't good enough. We then proved she wasn't there because there was no evidence of her in any pictures or videos. Now the real kicker. My entire property was fenced off and we paid a 6'8" bodybuilder type to work as bouncer. If we didn't want you there, you weren't going to be there. Also, he made sure everyone signed my flag. So here comes court. She had an excellent sob story that was completely fake, including tears and more BS. Our turn. We showed the pictures and videos, making sure everyone knew we had no opportunity to commit the crime. Then we proved she wasn't in any pictures or videos. Then our 6'8" bouncer as a witness. He had a camera showing everyone that entered the party. He had a proven certificate saying he had been sober for 4 years. He was in his 30s and we just hired him, knowing him from working for him at a few bigger parties, bars, etc. Then we had the flag that everyone had to sign. B was crying her eyes out, expelled from our school, and moved to a different province out of people going out of their way to avoid her. Moral of the story, don't falsely accuse people of rape. To my knowledge, every boyfriend she had left her after finding out her false accusation of rape, and she can't even keep a pet that won't run away. Mutual friends that have her on Facebook keep me updated from time to time. Well, at least people know to avoid her like the plague. Also, at least OP and his friend's life didn't get screwed over like most victims with false accusations. Anyways, that would be all from me for today. If you like my content, please like and subscribe for more videos. I'll be back tomorrow with more reads. Have a nice day.